Our world is a noisy one. Every day we create a cacophony of sounds that blast into the terrain around us, from the bustle of cities to the ping of ocean sonar. Our clattering way of life might not seem normal to us, but it's far from standard for the creatures and ecosystems near us. Noise pollution is a real danger to life on Earth, no matter how vague it may seem. Today we cover the problems and issues that noise pollution brings. With such a high concentration of people, we create a very sharp contrast noise compared to the normal ambient noise of forests and rivers. This noise messes with animals, impairing their ability to hunt or hide from predators or find a mate. For example, a study in 2007 was done on urban European robins. These birds had begun to start singing at night and was quieter rather than at the daytime where noise was at its peak. Birds singing at night instead of sleeping might mess with behavioral changes in urban species. Another victim to noise pollution are scrub jays. These birds began to avoid nesting in noisy areas where they can't be heard. As scrub jays relocated, the forests they left behind began to decline. Typically, they collect and bury pine seeds, but when they leave, those pine seeds aren't buried and the next generation of pine trees declines. This removes an important node in the forest food web and damages the biodiversity and stability of the forest. However, the reverse is also true. For example, the black-chinned hummingbird chose noisy areas to avoid nest predators that are more susceptible to sound. However, this is just as damaging as repelling animals. When we pull them from other ecosystems, we possibly damage the ones they left, and it may offset the usual balance of an ecosystem. A sudden influx of an unusual species may overwhelm that ecosystem. By discouraging animals more sensitive to sound and bringing in less noise-sensitive animals, noise can reshape ecosystems, altering food webs and species combinations, creating animal groupings that may never appear naturally. Noise pollution also increased the frequency of frog calls. Usually a call can be heard up to 800 meters away by interested females, but this was reduced to only 14 meters away in noisy areas. This led frogs to also start using higher frequency calls, which could be heard better over our urban noise. However, frog females prefer lower frequency calls, leaving male frogs with the option of a lower frequency call that might not be heard, or a higher frequency call that might get rejected. Victims of noise pollution are our marine life friends in the ocean. Shipping traffic, military using sonar, and ocean drills digging into the Earth's crust all affect how marine life live how they're supposed to. For example, many marine organisms depend on their ability to hear to survive. It is considered a way to gain information on their surroundings and environment. This is also a way for marine life to communicate with one another, avoiding predators, finding prey, and locating their mates and offspring. There are even more examples of us causing noise pollution in the ocean. The byproduct of ships driving engines through water have a huge effect on noise pollution. Many ships today are now bigger than aircraft carriers, and they send out enormous amounts of sound energy at low frequencies that propagate very efficiently in water. Noise from ship traffic is doubling every decade. Many whale feeding grounds and migratory routes occur along shallow coastlines, which are unfortunately some of the noisiest, most heavily impacted habitats. If females can no longer hear the singing males through the smog of sound, they lose breeding opportunities and choices. This affects the biodiversity in the ocean because it means there will be less whales the next year and the year after that. If whales can't hear from other whales what they have found a really good patch of food, they lose opportunities to feed as well. All of this raises one question: how can we help? So far, there are many good ways that you can help reduce noise pollution. We can plant more trees as they are a good entity of absorbing sound. We can also make sure we manage our use of vehicles and machines to a bare minimum. For example, honking your horn less often. We also must turn off our appliances when we aren't using them because they make unnecessary sounds. Outdoor speakers should be regulated to prevent parties from having their music on too high of a volume. Also, public areas should have a so-called silent zone. Noise pollution is a real pressing issue for our ecosystems, and we need to do something about it. Try and help in these little ways. Together, we can make a difference in the world.
Good day. I am Patrick Joseph Isronquillo. Rights and duties of noise lovers and polluters. As can be gleaned from Article 696 of the Civil Code, the owners or possessors of property, even their successors, are liable for such nuisance. Remedies against such a nuisance include abatement and recovery of damages. Nuisance is either public or private. A public nuisance affects a community or neighborhood or any considerable number of persons, although the extent of the annoyance, danger, or damage upon individuals may be unequal. A private person may file an action on account of a public nuisance if it is especially injurious to himself. In case of a private nuisance, the affected party may file a civil action to claim the damages and for abatement of the nuisance without judicial proceedings if the nuisance is considered a nuisance, or one which affects the immediate safety of persons and property. It may be summarily abated under the undefined law of necessity. If it is a nuisance per accident, or that which depends upon certain conditions and circumstances, and its existence being a question of fact, by producing excessive noise without regard to the welfare, peace of mind, or tranquility of one's neighbors, one becomes liable for damages under the law. Under Article 19 of the Civil Code, every person must, in the exercise of his rights and in the performance of his duties, act with justice, give everyone his due, and observe honesty and good faith. Under Article 26, every person shall respect the dignity, personality, privacy, and peace of mind of his neighbors and other persons. Although they may not constitute a criminal offense, they shall produce a cause of action for damages, prevention, and other relief. Likewise, under Article 682 of the Civil Code, every building or piece of land is subject to the easement which prohibits the proprietor or possessor from committing nuisance through noise, jarring, offensive odor, smoke, heat, dust, water, glare, and other causes. While there is no hard and fast rule on what constitutes tolerable versus actionable noise, the standard is, as everything, to do to others what you would have them do to you. Thank you.
So, good day everyone. My name is Jamal James Alfeche, and I'm here to share about the rights and duties of noise lovers and polluters. So, noise is defined as unwanted sound. Environmental noise consists of all the unwanted sounds in communities. Environmental noise pollution, a form of air pollution, is a threat to health and well-being, more severe and widespread than ever before, and it will continue to increase in magnitude and severity because of population growth, urbanization, and associated with growth in use of increasingly power, varied, and highly mobile sources of noise. It will also continue to grow because of sustained growth in highway, rail, and air traffic, which remains major source of environmental noise. So, despite the evidence about the many medical, social, and economic effects of noise, as a society, which we all recognize that our cities are becoming increasingly more polluted with noise, noise adversely affects general health and well-being in the same way as does the chronic stress. It adversely affects future generations by degrading residential, social learning, and environments with corresponding economic losses. Local control of noise has not been successfully in most places. This point out the need of the improved methods of local control should include public education, enlightened legislations, and active enforcement of noise ordinance by local law enforcement. Part of the solution may require federal or state legislations aimed at supporting local efforts of restoration of the federal funding for the Office of Noise Abatement and Control. Noise lovers and polluters have a responsibility to reduce noise pollution through actions such as using earplugs, lowering the volume, planting more trees, keeping the machines and cars up to date, and turning off appliances when not in use. We can reduce noise pollution's serious effects on everyone's health by managing noise. That's all, thank you.
Good day everyone, I am Angelia Antona and today I'm going to discuss about our topic, the right and duties of noise lovers or polluters. In RA 8749, otherwise known as the Philippine Clean Air Act, in Section 2, the Declaration of the Principles, where the state shall protect and advance the right of the people to a balanced and healthy ecology in accord with the rhythm and the harmony of the nature. The state also promote and protect the global environment to attain sustainable development while recognizing the primary responsibility of cleaning habitat and area-based. The state also recognizes the principle that the polluters must pay. And finally, the state recognizes that a clean and healthy environment is for the good of all and should therefore be the concern of all. Land noise damages the hearing system and is considered irritating and has serious effects on physical and mental health. On the other hand, it occurs in many activities that people do for fun. Sport centers, sport events, personal sound systems, live music event, bars, nightclubs, and all should high volume levels. However, everyone should responsible and do their job as a noise lovers who cannot harm to everyone and to maintain clean and healthy environment. We can also reduce noise pollution by turning off devices when not in use, using earplugs, turning down the volume, planting trees, regularly maintaining vehicles and machinery. By controlling noise, you can control its negative health effects and environmental problems. That's all. Thank you.
Hi everyone, good day. My name is Kurt Jefferson Borlado, and today I will giving you a little discussion about our topic, the rights and duties of noise lovers. It has been said that noise is the most impertinent of all forms of interruption. Worse, when noise disturbance rises to the level of noise pollution, it becomes just like any other type of pollution, such as air or water pollution. Knowing that noise pollution has caused an impact on the community, it can lead to infections, stress, and illnesses, specifically on those individuals who want peace and relaxation. But still, the noise lovers had the right to make such noise, especially when they were celebrating an occasion. We all know that it is part of the Filipinos' nature to celebrate birthdays, anniversaries, or any occasions. And we all know that the karaoke session is part of their enjoyment and bonding with family, friends, and relatives. But we'll be still responsible to our duties. We should execute such duties as recognizing our boundaries and being considerate of the fact that you are not the only one who lives in a certain community. Maybe I suggest that we only play video karaoke when there's only an occasion. Or we could minimize the volume of karaoke or our voice, but we still have to limit our time to use the karaoke. However, we can still enjoy with our family, friends, and relatives without causing disturbance or nuisance to others.
Hello everyone, I am Jessa Ibanez. I will giving you a short discussion about our topic, the rights and duties of noise lovers. It has been said that noise pollution is considered a threat to environmental health. It can lead to many illnesses such as hearing impairment, cognitive decline, sleep disturbance, and etc. Low levels of noise can interfere with activities or concentration and cause chronic stress that can raise your risk of serious health conditions like weakening your immune system, including heart disease that may eventually lead to male hypogonadism, or a condition in which the body does not produce enough testosterone. So it can affect a child's physical, cognitive development, and psychological health as well. So, in our generation today, we all know that many teenagers loves noise. So we should be responsible in our rights and duties. There are many ways in reducing noise. We really wish people of the Republic of the Philippines who are a victim of our inconsiderate, law violators, noisy or noise polluters neighbors. It is to have a clear law against noise. So we suffer because of too much noise in our neighborhood. It harms our mental and physical health, affects our everyday lives, our works, and even our sleep and our rest. So if these noise polluters are given the nights to make a noises that disturb our rest and sleep, disrupt our work, how about our rights to live in a quiet environment? So this is why you are pleading to all honorable senators and President of the Philippines to please enact the bill into law.
Good day, everyone. I am Cecile Jane Loperes, and I will be discussing the rights and duties of noise polluters or the noise lovers. So, pursuant to the provision of Section 1 of Presidential Decree 984 and Section 3 of its implementing rules and regulations, the National Pollution Control Commission hereby amends Section 76, Article 1 of Chapter 4 of the said rules and regulations. So, Section 76, Prohibited Acts. The following shall constitute as prohibited acts, punishable under these rules and regulations. First is the operation of any sound reproduction devices. So, no person shall operate or use or cause to be operated any sound reproduction devices for any of the following purposes. First is to attract attention to any performance, show, sale, display, or merchandise in connection with any commercial or business enterprise, including those engaged in the sales of radios, television sets, phonographs, tape recorders, in front or outside of any business building, place, or premises, abutting or adjacent to a public street, or place from any stand or platform or structure, or from any airplane or other device used for flying, or on boat, or the public streets, parks, or places, except the incidental sound for which a permit has been issued, or to make use emanating from the sound reproduction device, while on railroad or ferry or any other public conveyance audible to other person. Okay, so it is also not allowed to create unnecessary noise except when the noise is a result of the operation of use of any klaxon or air horn installed in a motor vehicle to signal imminent danger, or any steam whistle attached to any stationary boiler to give notice of the time to start and stop work, or to signal imminent danger. Then, Animal noise. So no person shall permit an animal or pet, including birds, under his control to cause unnecessary noise. Third is the construction, commercial, and industrial activities. No person shall engage in or permit any person to be engaged in construction, commercial, and industrial activities where excessive noise is created, except when such activities are for the purpose of abating disasters or other emergency guarding public safety or protecting national agencies, preventing danger to human life, safety, and similar incidents. Next is the handling containers and construction materials. No person shall handle, transport, or cause to be handled or transported in any public place, in any container or construction material in such a way as to create unnecessary noise.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Darlene Pacala from Bachelor of Science in History. Rights and duties of noise lover or polluters. Noise pollution is an environmental hazard that would continue to affect people's health if not regulated or eradicated according to the lawmaker. Some examples that affect people's health in long-term exposure of noise can cause a variety of health effects including annoyance, sleep disturbance, negative effect of cardiovascular and age. And there's a warning came from Representative Marcelino Teodoro at 1st District in Marikina, who recently filed House Bill 1839 or the Anti-Pollution Act of 2010, which seeks noise and provide for appropriate penalties to raise people awareness on the responsibilities to other people's right against being disturbed, annoyed by noise pollution, which could affect their health and welfare. And according to Marcelino Teodoro, the noise pollution dilemma is an environmental hazard which constant exposure is often ignored. Unfortunately, there is no law that addresses noise pollution. Marcelino Teodoro also explained that a study conducted by the World Health Organization revealed that excessive noise seriously harms human health and interferes with people's daily activity at school, at work, at home, and during leisure time, and it also disturbs sleep, causes cardiovascular and psychological effects that reduce performance and provoke annoyance responses and changes in social behavior.